Before that, the services that were provided to the citizens, when a citizen needed, for example, to I don't know, go to an office um, and cover some service, and that office needed some data that belonged to another office, the citizen needed to move to that office to bring that data to this place they need to use the service. Right now, that organization only needs to, through our internal communication system, ask PDI for that data, and they can offer that service end to end without asking the user to bring more information. Okay, thank you. For me, it's a pleasure to do this interview. I'm the CTO and CIO of AGESIC. AGESIC, it's an agency that belongs to the central government. It depends on the presidency of the country, and its main focus or mission is to digitally transform the public services. Right? We've been working on this for more than 15 years, and we help other organizations to digitally transform the services that they offer, even inside the organizations, public organizations. And also we offer services to different government offices and to the citizens themselves. We have several case uses, but I think the most iconic one, we've been running this for several years, is our interoperability platform. What it does is to connect different organizations so they can share services and they can share data through this standard platform. It's a service-oriented architecture integrated by an access control system, a metadata management system as a middleware platform, and also an API manager. This platform was built to ease the communication between different organizations so they can share data between them. They can interoperate using standards. So when an organization wants to or needs to share some services with other public organizations, they publish that over our platform, and other organizations can use those services published to benefit and take that data for their internal systems or even for services that they provide to the citizens. Before that, the services that were provided to the citizens, when a citizen needed, for example, to I don't know, go to an office and cover some service, and that office needed some data that belonged to another office, the citizen needed to move to that office to bring that data to this place they need to use the service. Right now, that organization only needs to, through our internal communication system, ask PDI for that data, and they can offer that service end to end without asking the user to bring more information. Well, the thing is, we have several other systems that were built on top of our interoperability platform. That's because it allowed to build other applications that needed this kind of information. I can share with you a couple of use cases. For example, we had a project that is called Trámites en Línea, and it was a big project from a couple of years in the past. That the main objective was to digitize every service that the central government provided to the citizens, right? So in the past, when a citizen needed some service from a public office, they needed to go to that office, or they needed to call and then move to that office to run that service, to get that service. That project looked to digitize 100% of the services that were offered to the services to the citizens. I'm sorry, and right now we have that everything 100% of the services are digitized. Every one of them can be started online, so the citizen doesn't need to move to an office or do stuff physically. And also 93% of them they can be finished online. There are some of them that needs to for some documentation or they need the presence of the person, but most of them and the new ones that are being created are online end to end. And in that also is the communication between offices. So for example, when you go, you need to consume a service that requires you to get or requires to get your ID, your identification data. Well, you don't need to upload that information because using that platform, that interoperability platform, the service can get that information from the office that provides ID, for example. And all that kind of interoperability, it's is by this platform. Another use case that we have is the electronic digital record for the people. Using that flat platform, all the service health providers, they can communicate and they can, using those standards, they can save the activity that is done to the users. And even if the user change their medical provider, that central electronic record, you can see that, and even in your mobile, all the history of your activity with different medical providers. That it's built over the interoperability platform. I can think of maybe two or three main problems. One of them was the fragmentation of the information. There were silos, data silos. So every organization had data, but they didn't share that. And also they had data that was needed to be saved from other organizations, because if you want to get a service from an office, you needed to share with them some information that actually was belonged to another organization. So that fragmentation was a problem, and also that lack of integration made it difficult to provide seamless services to the citizens. It was inefficient. That and also the no way of getting real-time services, right? When you in the past, when you need a service from some organization, you need to go there, and then something took some time. Right now, you can start a service from your home, from your phone or whatever, and you get, in most cases, you get the result in just a few seconds. For example, there are some documents that you need sometimes to present to some services, like birth certificate, right? And you can use WhatsApp to ask for that certificate and get that certificate in just a couple of seconds, right? That is a real-time service. In the past, you couldn't do that. You needed to go to an office and then wait, and then get that birth certificate maybe an hour or two later, or in some cases, you needed to get sent to your home like 3 or 4 days before that. Right now, in most cases, you have real-time service, and it wasn't. You couldn't do that in the past. Right now, the central government public services are 100% digitized. 93% you can start and end online. And about adoption, I don't have numbers in mind, but for example, some of the services are being used only on a digital way. For example, this case that I mentioned, that was the birth certificate for all the kids that have less than 18 years old. Every birth certificate is right now you get that online. You don't go to an office to get that. In some cases, when you go to the office, they show you the WhatsApp number that you need uh, to interact with to get that certificate, for example. In some services, we have a really high adoption level, and we are working on that, because one of the things that we want is that no public organization ask you for information that the um, the government already has from you, right? For example, um, the, no services should ask you to enter your ID, for example, your name and say, ID number and all that stuff, because that's provided by the organization that it's the one that gives you the ID. So you don't need to do that. We have some services that still are doing that, and we are trying to change that. And that's the focus that we have on our central government. We are starting to work right now with local governments too, to try to help them to digitize the services that they provide to the citizens. First of all, you need to start with a vision. Where are you gonna? Where are you going to? Do you think? Where do you think you need to get? So you need to understand. Okay, what's the landscape, and what are the where is the low hanging fruit? Where are the opportunities and the gaps you need to cover? Okay, you need in that vision you need to be inclusive, try to focus on the value that you will deliver, and that's key to get the stakeholder engagement and collaboration, because you can build a lot of solutions, but you need to um, you need to get the organizations and the people to engage and use them. For example, we build the interoperability platform, but it doesn't work without services, right? And those services are provided by the organizations. We actually offer some services there, but we don't build the services. The services are built by the organization. So you need to focus on the value that you will offer, and then engage with those stakeholders, so they start adopting those solutions, so they can offer that value to the citizens, for example, right? And also, you need to help them maybe to start working on. We had in the past, this project included like help these organizations to build some services. The idea of this platform is they don't need to touch their internal services. They don't need to because that's hard. They had a lot of legacy applications and all that stuff. So this is built over standards, and sometimes you need to help them to build the components then that will connect their systems with this platform in particular. So you start from bottom up, building those services to publish on, or in this case, our interoperability platform, or the solution that you want to uh, to publish. Also, you need to start digitizing things that are not digitized. We had a lot of organizations that didn't have much data in the past, so we help them to start digitizing those processes. So after that, you start to have data to interoperability, data to interact, right? To publish and to consume from others and services. And after you build the platform, and in this case, we build the platform, we started to focus on and the adoption of those services, and also to evolve that platform. Okay, and you need to start like an iteration where you evolve the platform and you start focus on the adoption and try to build bridges to connect uh, to connect these organizations so they can start to share this kind of information. For example, sometimes after the we put that in production, we built a connector, a standard connector, because we saw a lot of organizations that didn't have even the resources to develop the services to publish over our platform. So we built a connector that is a standard that can connect almost any system that you have to our platform to ease the adoption in that case. And as a part of that iteration, you need to think about the sustainability of the solution, because you need to, that is not a project that just ends. You need to consider, okay, how can I uh, sustain this platform in thinking over the future growth? Because a lot of services, when you start to interact, you have some services and some interactions. Right now, we have millions each month, because every day, every service, almost every service, goes through this platform. So you need to think in how you will sustain that and how you will evolve and scale these kind of things, because they need to work. Okay. First of all, it's a solution that looks for interchange of data. Okay, that's the main point of this solution. This solution looks to ease that interaction between different organizations. Second, it's a solution that it has security implemented inside, because all the interactions are being made through a private network that connects every public organization today. And we have some interactions over the internet that are actually secure, and we have a role-based access security system included in the platform. So once an organization publishes a service, they can trust on our in our security model to allow to define which organization can access to which service, right? Um, that leads to inclusion, because everyone today can access to this. Even that also has an impact on at economical level, because for example, if you there are some services that are provided by organizations that are here at the capital of Uruguay, right? But if you live I don't know, 100 200 kilometers from here, in the past you need to come here and you have to spend money on a transport to get here to get that service, right? Right now, you don't have to spend anything. You can do that from your home or from your phone. And actually, we are right now working on a future opening to the private sector to this platform to ease the communication between the public and private sector, because all the private sector today needs a lot of information that the government has, and also there are a lot of possible interactions between public offices and the private sector. So we are on the verge of opening that to increase the collaboration over this platform today. Yes, well, actually, we are starting work on that. As far as we have been working with this in the past, it was only for public sector, right? And the architecture of the solution, it's SOA, it's a service-oriented architecture. Right now, we are working on REST services. okay? And we have some cases of some of the services running over, and they can be um, invoked over using REST. Okay, we are testing that, and also, like I said, we are starting to open this to the private sector, and to ease the way that to build services and application over that. For example, we have and I think a good example of that, it's we have right now we are working on a super app, central government super app, that will include all, at least that what we want, will include all these services that where you can interact with central government in the application, and also has included, right now it has included a digital wallet there, and we are working on providing a solution of verifiable credentials over that wallet, where you can, right now we have a couple of documents there, not big documents, but a couple of tests, where you can, using this platform below, you can, we actually built a solution that can give you a verifiable credential, and also a solution that can check if you have a verifiable credential. Everything of that, it's done over the platform at the end, because you need to, you have an organization that when you ask for that verifiable credential, creates that, and you can install that on your phone, and that verification is made over that too. So yes, we are working on that, and on trying to leave this the more the as open as we can, so everyone can build application using the services as and interacting with the data that this platform offers. First, I think you need to start bottom up, right? In our case, we started, for example, connecting it was started like, I don't know, 12 years ago, right? It's not the same today, but in that, at that moment, the best solution that we found to make this secure, to provide a secure mechanism of connection between every office, is to build a network with that we call RedUI, okay, that connects every public office in the country, right? So everyone had a connection that may be used to interact with every other organization. Like I said, we started this like 12, 13 years ago. Right now, maybe you have new solutions for that, but you need to first you need to think on connecting everything, right? In a secure way. That's it's a private network that connects everything. Second, you need to check if you have the data. And if you don't have the data, you need to work and get that data. Maybe help the organization to start creating that kind of data. A lot of our services were not digitized, and we need to work on that also too. Because maybe you can build an interoperability platform like in our case, but if you have no data to share, that platform will not be used. Third, I think you need to focus in which is the value that you want to provide. In our case, the objective is the citizen, it's the services to the citizen, inclusion of everyone. So, with that in mind, you need to think which is the fast and also the right way to get there, and try to combine those. So, if you can identify some low-hanging fruit, some results that you can get fast, it's good to get them, because you start to provide value, and then you start to get on board not only your stakeholders, the other organizations, but also the citizens, because the citizens will start to ask you for more services, and that will move the organizations to start adopting these kind of solutions. Regarding um, the money that you need to build these kind of things, you need to, like I said, show the value, and also start creating or analyzing and create some reports that can show the, for example, economic impact that this kind of solution have. For example, in the citizens, like if some persons need to move and they need to spend on transport, if you build this, they will not need to spend that kind of money. Or even for the organizations, because this kind of centralization of services has an economic impact. Think if, for example, in a traditional way, you will maybe try to connect services between different organizations, like a peer-to-peer network, right? That needs every organization to put money to build services to connect to everyone, every other organization with different standards, this different kind of security. With this, you invest in one solution that centralize the security, standardize the communications, and then it's a lot cheaper than if you need to connect everyone with everyone. And also, these kind of solutions um, can grow. You can scale this. And we have right now not only central government working over this platform, we have local governments working over this platform, and like I said, in the future, even private sector, and that at the end provides better services to our citizens. Every communication that a citizen needs to start with the government will have it as online. So this I think it's part of the or learnings about this, and challenges. We had a lot of challenges, a lot of them. I think when you start showing value, that things makes the organization and the stakeholders to start adopting, and the focus on adoption is critical. There is no platform or technology that you can implement um, that can be deployed without thinking in how can I foster the adoption of this? How can I try to ease the adoption of this kind of solution? That's key, and that was key for us too. By adopting a DPI approach, Uruguay has been able to create a more efficient, secure, and inclusive digital ecosystem that better serves its citizens and supports our country digital transformation goals. And I think that's a good objective and a good learning that we had, and that makes us focus more on what's about to come and what other things that we can build to actually provide these kind of services to the city.